guys, I'm Layla. Today we're reading Shadow Legends, and we're going to be reading the lore story for Leminisi. She's the brand new legendary Sylvan Watcher that's in the game. Also, she happens to be the free login ship after 7 days. What's interesting is Raid has this cool video about her, so we're going to watch it first, then we're going to get into her lore story.
What happened? You happened. Or should I say, us?
I'm not you. Not anymore.
Yet I shadow your every step. Did you think you could outrun your past?
No, I sought forgiveness for it.
And now you have even more to atone for.
If you truly seek redemption, join them. Succumb to darkness. End this pathetic existence.
A mighty demon spawn reduced to mere illusions. You really are desperate, Kurosa.
There will always be demons to battle. While some are out there, others exist within you. But as long as we fight them together, we will always prevail.
Interesting.
Lead your ranks to victory against the demonic invasion. Download Raid to get the legendary Leminisi for free.
Yeah, so like I said at the beginning of this, she happens to be the free 7-day login right now. Okay, so it looks like something happens to her that turns her into this, and she has some kind of internal conflict. I really hope that her lore story kind of rolls with this. Let's go read her story. Okay, so here we are with Leminisi, and we see, she looks pretty darn good. And she does have one wing going on. I'm curious what's about that. And again, she is Sylvan Watcher. Though perhaps she doesn't necessarily start out that way, she turns into one. So let's check out her lore story. Leminisi always felt at one with the Mistwood, even before the Great Divorce. The cool, fragrant breeze caressing her skin, the dappled and rejuvenating sunlight cascading through the leaves and branches of the forest canopy, the trickling of crystalline streams whose flow sounded like sweet song. She loved it all dearly. It was with great sadness that she left to defend Lumea's fortress during the Great Divorce. As much as it hurt her to leave, Leminisi knew her home would be lost if Siroth was victorious. The fighting was brutal and savage, the merciless Cloudspire Mountains serving as the backdrop to the misery. There were no soft breezes, just biting gales. The rivers raged, channeled by lethal rapids and lined with razor-sharp, lifeless rock. Still, Leminisi fought. She bruised, she bled. Her ears were filled with the screams of the wounded. It was almost all for naught. The battle was lost, but Lumea and the Arbiter cast the banishment spell, dispatching Leminisi, Lumea, and her firstborn followers into the halls of eternity, and Siroth and his followers into Enothrad, ultimately saving Teleria and the Mistwood despite the defeat. Leminisi was trapped within the halls, a place infinitely more lifeless than the Cloudspire Mountains, and much more lacking in the sheer natural magnificence of that range. She found a friend in Joan the Luminate, who also despaired at being taken from her home and imprisoned in a place so stagnant in comparison. Both readily agreed to return to Teleria when the Arbiter came through a portal, centuries later, becoming Lightbringers. The Arbiter had made it clear that the Teleria they were returning to was at war. Even more reason to reach the Mistwood, Leminisi reasoned, to protect it. On her long journey from the land of rebirth, she clashed with the undead and demonic, saving innocents from slaughter again and again. Every such foe she slew brought the world close to the beautiful state it deserved to be in, as far as she was concerned. Leminisi wept with joy when she finally reached the Mistwood. She lay down the moment she crossed its threshold, allowing the harmonies and symphonies of the rhythm to embrace her. They welcomed her back like a long-lost child. Trees and shrubs and flowers turned to look at her adoringly as she later walked through the boughs, a serene smile across her face. The Mistwood had escaped the worst as Siroths were ravaging during the Age of Hellfire, but when the Second Great War came, the Mistwood was struck with little less force than anywhere else. Leminisi was akin to an angel of wrath in this time, maintaining an eagle-eyed perspective over raging battles, yet surging upon the most dangerous threats with ferocious speed and power when necessary. At the Battle of the Saltleaf Coast, Leminisi led counterattack after counterattack against the demonic abominations bursting from the waves and climbing the shore after a portal on the seafloor opened. Without her ferocious rearguard action, what became known as the Canopy Rout would have been a massacre. A host of winged demon spawn had surged from the skies to sweep through the tallest trees, overwhelming the Sylvan Watchers deployed there. Though a defeat, Leminisi prevented disaster. After the battle, she made the scalding pelt she wears from the skin of the dragon she dispatched back to Enithrad. The Second Great War was barely over when the Sylvan corruption began. Tirelessly, Leminisi took up her blades, the Auric Talons, once more, putting her wing and vincatas to lethal use. First, and protecting Sedan the Dryad as she carried the seed for the new heart tree at the site where Nerissa was built. Then for countless grueling battles. If the Second Great War had been trying, the corruption was horrifying. The fighting against the corrupted lasted for decades longer and consumed swathes of the Mistwood's heartland. The Rustbark Nursery, where tree singers bred and nurtured thousands of rare species, was overrun, and it fell to Leminisi to purge it with fire. It is said the tears of the Sylvan warriors who joined her later quenched the flames. At the Battle of Shallowfort, Leminisi and her coteries dammed the Green Glitter River with corrupted corpses. Local populations of emerald crayfish and shimmer salmon did not recover for a century. These victories brought no joy to Leminisi, only guilt. Leminisi was also at the forefront of the Battle of the Sacred Grove, helping see to the burning of the corrupted heart tree. She has never left the Mistwood since. Though she protected the Mistwood from the forces of Lady Macaj, she never fought with the Shadowkin Rebellion in Kai. She grieved and healed along with the Mistwood. When Corrosa the Covetous began her war, Leminisi was forced to battle once more. Okay, guys, all right, overall, I do like the story. I think they did a really good job of fleshing it out. And so what we come to find out is they made her a Lightbringer. They made her basically the similar type of akin to like a Cardiel, an Astrolon. Even Arbiter herself is considered a Lightbringer. Basically, they're like the right hand of Lemea. They're like angels, almost like deities, right? Or maybe like semi-gods, right? I like that they did that. I'm struggling to see the correlation between the video we watched and what they did with the lore story. I would love to know, do you guys see it? Was there something that I missed there? Let me know what you think about the lore story for Leminisi, and of course for the commercial that Raid did for her. As I had mentioned, I talk about this all the time because I feel like Raid absolutely kills it with their animations and their CGI and their commercials. They do such a good job. I would love to know what you guys think. Make sure you drop me a comment down below, and thanks for watching.